Welcome to Divine Revelations NDE, where heaven's urgent messages break through the silence of this world. Before we begin, I want you to pause for just a moment. What you're about to hear, this isn't just another story, it's a divine warning that could change the trajectory of your life, your family's future, and your eternal destiny. This testimony comes from someone who crossed the threshold between life and death, stood in the presence of Jesus Christ himself, and was sent back with an urgent message. A message so critical that it cannot be ignored. If you're watching this, it's not by accident. The Holy Spirit has guided you here for a reason. So I ask you, are you ready to receive what heaven is speaking? Before we dive in, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because these messages, these world from heaven, are time sensitive. Share this with everyone you know, their eternal destiny. Now, let's begin this extraordinary testimony that will challenge everything. With You happened to me on October 14th, 2024. This is my story. This is what Jesus showed me. And this is the warning I was commanded to deliver to the world. Let me tell you who I was before that day, before everything changed, before I died and came. I will tech back with a message that shakes me to my core every single moment I'm alive.
I was a food scientist. Yes, you heard that right. For 23 years, I worked in agricultural biotechnology, developing modified crops and working with major food corporations to increase shelf life, improve yields, and create what we called next-generation food solutions. I had a PhD from Cornell University. I had published over 40 papers in peer-reviewed journals. I was respected. I was successful. I was proud. I thought I was helping feed the world. I never believed in God. Not really. I grew up in a nominal Christian household. We went to church on Christmas and Easter, but it was tradition, not faith. In college, I embraced science as my religion. I believed that human ingenuity would solve all our problems. I believed we were on the verge of creating a perfect food system, no more hunger, no more disease, everything optimized and efficient. I worked specifically on genetic modification programs. I helped design foods that could withstand droughts, resist pests, and grow in conditions that would normally kill them. I worked with synthetic proteins, lab-grown compounds, and what we called enhanced nutritional matrices. I told myself it was progress. I told myself we were helping humanity. My colleagues and I, we would laugh sometimes at the organic people and the conspiracy theorists who warned against our work. We called them backwards, superstitious, anti-science. We believed we knew better. I had a husband, Michael, and two beautiful children. Emma was 12, and Joshua was 9. I provided them with what I thought was the best, the most advanced, fortified, scientifically enhanced foods available. I fed my family the very products I helped create, never questioning whether we should do something just because we could. I was 47 years old. I was healthy, or so I thought. I jogged 3 times a week. I had regular checkups. I had everything planned: my retirement, my children's college funds, my career trajectory for the next 10 years. I never imagined that in October 2024, everything I believed would be shattered. I never imagined I would die. And I certainly never imagined I would meet Jesus Christ face to face and be sent back with a warning that would make my life's work look like the height of human arrogance and destruction. But that's exactly what happened. It was October 14th, 2024. A Monday. I remember every single detail of that day like it's branded into my soul. I was at work, in my laboratory at the research facility in Des Moines, Iowa. We were in the final stages of testing a new protein synthesis compound, something that would revolutionize processed foods, or so we thought. The project had taken 3 years, and we were days away from presenting it to our investors. I remember feeling excited that morning. Accomplished. I had just given a presentation to my team about the breakthrough we'd achieved. Everyone was congratulating me. There was talk of bonuses, promotions, maybe even a conference in Geneva where I'd present our findings. It was 2:47 p.m. when it happened. I remember looking at my watch because I was supposed to pick up Joshua from his soccer practice at 4 p.m. I was working with my colleague, Dr. Stevens, examining some samples under the microscope. Suddenly, I felt a strange sensation in my chest. A tightness. I thought it was just stress, or maybe I'd had too much coffee. I rubbed my chest and tried to keep working. But then the pain came. It was like nothing I'd ever experienced. An elephant sitting on my chest. A vice crushing my ribs. I couldn't breathe. I tried to call out to Dr. Stevens, but only a weak gasp came out. "Margaret? Margaret, what's wrong?" His voice sounded far away, even though he was right next to me. I clutched at my chest. The pain was spreading down my left arm, up into my jaw. The room started spinning. I tried to reach for my desk, but my legs gave out beneath me. I collapsed. I heard the crash of equipment falling with me. I heard Dr. Stevens shouting, "Someone call 911. She's having a heart attack." Heart attack? I thought. That's impossible. I'm only 47. I'm healthy. This can't be happening. But it was happening. Oh God, it was happening. I lay there on the cold laboratory floor, staring up at the fluorescent lights. People were running toward me. Someone was on the phone. Dr. Stevens was loosening my collar, telling me to stay with him, telling me help was coming. But the pain was unbearable. And then it got worse. Much worse. My vision started closing in, like I was looking through a tunnel that was getting smaller and smaller. I couldn't feel my arms anymore. My legs had gone numb. I tried to speak. I tried to say, "Call Michael. Tell my children I love them." But no words came out. The last thing I heard was Dr. Stevens screaming, "She's not breathing. Margaret. Stay with us." And then, everything went dark. The pain stopped. Everything stopped. I was dead. And then, something impossible happened. Something that every rational, scientific bone in my body, or what used to be my body, told me couldn't be real. But it was more real than anything I'd ever experienced in my entire life. I found myself floating. Rising. I wasn't in pain anymore. In fact, I felt nothing. No, that's not right. I felt everything, but differently. I felt light. I felt free. And I was looking down. Down at the laboratory floor. Down at a woman lying there, her face pale, her eyes closed, her body completely still. People were surrounding her, panicking, performing CPR. And I realized, that woman was me. I was watching my own body being worked on. That's impossible, I thought. I'm right here. I'm conscious. I'm thinking. How can I be up here if I'm down there? But there I was, floating near the ceiling of the laboratory, watching the scene unfold below me like I was a camera suspended in the air. I could see Dr. Stevens doing chest compressions. His face was red, sweating, terrified. I'd never seen him look like that before. He was counting, 1, 2, 3, 4. I could see Linda from accounting frozen in the doorway, her hands over her mouth. I could see Tom from engineering on the phone with emergency services. And I could see my body. Lifeless. Still. My white lab coat stained, my glasses knocked off to the side, my arms at odd angles. I tried to speak. I'm right here. I'm okay. Stop panicking. But nothing came out. Or rather, sound came out, but no one could hear it. It was like I was behind soundproof glass, watching a silent movie of my own death. Then I noticed something strange. The clock on the wall said 2:51 p.m., but my watch, on the wrist of my body below, said 2:47 p.m. It had stopped. The exact moment my heart stopped. I tried to move toward my body, to somehow get back inside, but I couldn't control my movement. I just floated there. Suspended. Watching. The paramedics burst through the door. They were moving so fast, so efficiently. They had equipment, a stretcher, a defibrillator. One of them ripped open my shirt, attached the pads to my chest. "Clear," he shouted. My body jolted. Arched up. Then fell back down. Still nothing. Again. Clear. Another jolt. Another arch. Nothing. I heard one of them say, "We're losing her." "How long has she been down?" 6 minutes, someone replied. "Maybe 7. "Keep going," the lead paramedic commanded. I watched them work on me for what felt like hours but was probably only minutes. I watched them inject my body with something. I watched them compress my chest over and over. I watched them breathe into my mouth. And somewhere during all of this, I became aware of something else. A presence behind me. No, not behind me, all around me. A warmth. A light that wasn't coming from the fluorescent bulbs or the windows. I turned, though I don't know how I turned, since I didn't have a physical body anymore. And that's when everything changed again. Suddenly, I was being pulled. No, pulled isn't the right word. I was being drawn. Magnetically. Inevitably. Like metal to a magnet, like a river flowing to the ocean. The laboratory disappeared. The walls dissolved. Space itself seemed to bend and fold. And I found myself at the entrance of a tunnel. But calling it a tunnel doesn't do it justice. It was more like a corridor between realities. Between the physical world I'd known and something completely other. The walls, if they were walls, seemed to be made of swirling energy, colors I'd never seen before, colors that don't exist in the visible spectrum we perceive on Earth. And light. Oh, the light. I'd worked with light my entire career. I understood physics, photons, wavelengths, frequencies. But this light was different. It wasn't just illuminating, it was alive. It was conscious. It was love made visible. The light was pulling me forward, and I wasn't afraid. For the first time since the pain started in my chest, I wasn't afraid of anything. I felt peace. Deep, profound, perfect peace that I'd never experienced in 47 years of living. I moved through the tunnel, or the tunnel moved around me, I couldn't tell which. Time had no meaning there. Space had no meaning. I could have been traveling for seconds or centuries. It was all the same. The light grew brighter. Warmer. More intense. But it didn't hurt my eyes. I didn't have physical eyes anymore, but I could see. I could see better than I'd ever seen with my physical eyes. Every scientist wants perfect vision, perfect observation, perfect clarity. This was beyond all that. As I moved closer to the source of the light, I became aware of something else. Music. No, not music exactly. Harmony. The sound of everything in the universe singing together. Mathematical. Perfect. Beautiful beyond description. And then I became aware of figures. Beings. Angels? They had to be angels. They lined the tunnel, and they were glorious. Radiant. Some had wings, some didn't. But all of them were filled with that same light, that same love. They weren't looking at me with judgment or curiosity. They were looking at me with recognition. Like they'd been expecting me. Like they knew exactly who I was. One of them, I don't know how I knew this, nodded toward the end of the tunnel. "He's waiting for you," the angel said without speaking. The words just appeared in my consciousness. "Who?" I tried to ask, but before I could form the thought, I knew. Jesus. Jesus was waiting for me. And suddenly, all that peace was mixed with fear. Not fear of being harmed, but fear of standing before absolute holiness when what was I? A woman who'd spent her life playing God with creation. A woman who'd ignored the Creator while manipulating His creation. A woman who'd laughed at people of faith while trusting only in human wisdom. How could I face Him? But the light pulled me forward anyway. Gently. Inexorably. And then, I saw Him. Words cannot describe what I felt when I saw His face. Every poet who ever lived, every artist who ever painted, every mystic who ever tried to explain divine encounter, they all fell infinitely short. Because this was Him. This was the one who spoke reality into existence. The one who knit atoms together and flung galaxies into space. The one who died for humanity's sins and rose again. This was Jesus Christ. He was standing, though standing doesn't quite capture it, at the end of the tunnel, in a space that was somehow both a physical location and everywhere at once. The light I'd been following wasn't separate from Him. It was emanating from Him. He was the light. His eyes, oh, His eyes. They looked into my very soul. Not just at it, but into it, through it, seeing every thought I'd ever had, every word I'd ever spoken, every action I'd ever taken. Every secret. Every pride. Every sin. Everything was laid bare before Him. And yet, there was no condemnation in those eyes. There was truth, absolute, uncompromising truth, but there was also love. Love so vast, so deep, so pure that it made every love I'd ever experienced on earth look like a shadow of the real thing. I fell. I don't know how I fell since I didn't have a physical body, but my soul fell to its knees before Him. I couldn't stand. I couldn't even look at Him directly anymore. The weight of His holiness, His majesty, His glory, it was too much. Margaret. He spoke my name. His voice was like thunder and whisper at the same time. It resonated through every fiber of my being. When He spoke my name, I knew that He knew me. Completely. Intimately. Better than I knew myself. Tears, could a soul cry, poured from me. "Lord," I whispered, "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't believe. I didn't seek you. I thought I knew better. I thought science was enough. I thought." "I know, Margaret." His voice was gentle now. Patient. "I know everything. And I have brought you here for a reason." He reached down, and He had hands, glorified hands, and I could see the scars where the nails had pierced them, and He lifted my face so I had to look at Him. "You have been walking in darkness, calling it light," He said. "You have been manipulating my creation, thinking you were improving it. You have fed poison to my children, thinking you were nourishing them." Each word cut through me like a sword. But it was a healing cut. A necessary cut. The truth hurts, but the truth sets free. "I know, Lord," I sobbed. "I know now. I see what I've done. I see. And now I am going to show you what is coming," He interrupted, His voice firm now, commanding. "I am going to reveal to you what the enemy has planned for my children. I am going to show you the deception that will sweep across the earth after January 2026. And then, Margaret, I am sending you back." Back? My heart, my soul, leaped. Back to my body? "But Lord, I want to stay here. I want to stay with you. Please, don't send me back." He shook his head slowly. His expression was both loving and serious. "Your mission on earth is not complete. I am sending you back with a warning for my people and for all who will listen. Time is short, Margaret. Very short." He took my hand. His touch was warm, solid, real. more real than anything I'd ever touched before. "Come," he said. "I will show you what you must tell them." And suddenly, we were moving. The space around us shifted. And Jesus began to show me things. Terrible things. Things that made my soul tremble. Things I would never forget, no matter how long I lived. Jesus took my hand and showed me something that terrified me to the very core of my being. The scene before us shifted, and I found myself looking at the earth from above, not like I was in space, but like I was seeing it spiritually, seeing the flow of time and events. "Watch," Jesus commanded. I saw a calendar flipping forward. Months passing. I saw it clearly: December 2025, January 2026, February 2026. And as January 2026 arrived, I saw something change. It was like a switch being flipped. A door opening. A seal being broken. "January 2026, Jesus said, his voice heavy with sorrow. "A shift will occur. The enemy will be granted permission to accelerate his plans. What has been prepared in secret for decades will begin to manifest openly in your food supply." "Food supply?" I whispered, horror creeping through me. My life's work flashed before my eyes. "Yes, Margaret. You know this world well. You have worked in it. Now I will show you what you did not see. What they hid even from their own workers. What the principalities and powers orchestrated through willing and unwilling human hands." The vision changed. I saw laboratories like the one I'd worked in, but darker, more sinister. I saw scientists working with compounds that made my blood run cold. I saw meetings in boardrooms where men in expensive suits discussed population reduction and behavioral modification through nutritional engineering as casually as I might discuss the weather. I saw documents marked confidential that outlined plans to introduce specific substances into 6 categories of common foods. The goal, they explained in cold corporate language, was threefold: to shorten lifespan, to increase docility and compliance, and to separate humanity further from their ability to connect with the divine. "Lord," I gasped. "This can't be real." "Surely." "It is real," he said firmly. "And it will intensify after January 2026. Margaret, you must warn them. You must tell my people specifically which foods to avoid, and why. They must understand that this is not merely a physical war, it is a spiritual war being waged through physical means." Jesus turned to me, and his face was filled with compassion and urgency. "I will show you the 6 categories of foods that will be corrupted after January 2026. Some are already compromised, but after this date, the contamination will accelerate exponentially. My people must be wise. They must be discerning. They must understand." He gripped my hand tighter. "Are you ready to see?" I nodded, though every part of me was shaking. And then he showed me. "The first category," Jesus said, and the vision sharpened, "is processed meat products, hot dogs, packaged deli meats, bacon that has been preserved beyond natural means, sausages, pepperoni, meat in cans and sealed packages that can sit on shelves for years." I saw factories. Massive industrial complexes processing meat. But as Jesus allowed me to see deeper, spiritually, I saw what was really happening. "Look closer," he commanded. I saw substances being injected into the meat. Preservatives, but not normal ones. These were synthetic compounds designed to do more than preserve. I saw nanoparticles, so small they couldn't be detected by standard testing, being mixed into the emulsifiers and binders. After January 2026, Jesus said, they will increase the level of certain compounds in these products. Sodium nitrite and sodium nitrate, which you know already cause harm, will be combined with new synthetic elements that cross the blood-brain barrier. They will affect judgment, discernment, and spiritual sensitivity. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. But Lord, people eat these things every day. Children eat hot dogs. Families eat deli sandwiches. "I know," he said, and I heard such sadness in his voice. "That is why you must warn them. The enemy wants to corrupt the temple, the human body, so that my spirit finds it harder to dwell there. He wants to cloud minds so that people cannot hear my voice clearly. He wants to weaken bodies so that people die before they fulfill their purpose. He showed me more. I saw DNA, human DNA, being altered at a cellular level by these compounds. I saw immune systems breaking down. I saw cancers forming. I saw children whose developing brains were being affected, making them unable to focus, unable to learn, unable to connect spiritually. These processed meats, Jesus continued, will also contain increased levels of compounds that promote aggression, anxiety, and depression. The enemy wants to steal peace from my children. I was weeping now. I fed these things to my own children, Lord. I thought they were safe. The companies said. The companies lie, he said simply. Not all of them know the full truth, but those at the top know. They have made a choice to serve mammon rather than God. They have sold the health of billions for profit. What should people do? I cried out. How can they eat? Tell them, Jesus said firmly, to avoid all processed meats after January 2026. They should return to the way I designed food to be eaten, fresh, natural, minimally processed. If they must eat meat, let them buy it fresh from trusted sources, prepare it themselves, and consume it without the chemicals and additives of industrial processing. He paused, then added, and tell them to pray over their food. To consecrate it. To ask me to cleanse it and bless it. My power is greater than any contaminant, but they must ask. They must be intentional. The vision of processed meats faded, and I absolutely knew, this was just the beginning. The second category, Jesus said, and my heart sank because I knew this one would cut me to the core, is genetically modified grains and cereals, particularly wheat, corn, and soy products that have been genetically engineered. The vision shifted, and I saw fields. Vast fields of wheat, corn, soybeans stretching to the horizon. They looked healthy, abundant, golden and beautiful. But then Jesus allowed me to see deeper. Into the cellular structure. Into the genetic code. And I saw abominations. Margaret, you worked on these very things, Jesus said gently but firmly. I am not condemning you, I am revealing truth to you. These crops have been altered not just to resist pests or tolerate drought. They have been altered to serve another purpose. I saw the genetic sequences. Strings of DNA that were not natural. Genes spliced in from bacteria, from viruses, from creatures that should never have been combined with food plants. Lord, I whispered, we were told this was safe. We were told it was the same as natural selection, just faster. It is not the same, he said. When I created plants, I put within them specific codes, frequencies, you might call them, that resonate with the human body I designed. When you change those codes, you create dissonance. Discord. Dis-ease. He showed me people eating bread, cereal, crackers, pasta, all made from genetically modified wheat. I saw their digestive systems struggling to process these foreign proteins. I saw inflammation spreading through their bodies like wildfire. I saw the connection between their gut and their brain being disrupted. The gut, Jesus explained, is the second brain. It is where much of the body's serotonin is produced. It is deeply connected to emotional and mental health. When you damage the gut, you damage the mind. You damage the spirit's ability to find peace in the body. Then he showed me something even more disturbing. After January 2026, they will accelerate the deployment of new GMO strains that have been in testing. These strains will contain additional genetic material designed to alter human DNA through consumption. Alter human DNA? I gasped. That's impossible. Food can't change DNA. Margaret, you are a scientist. You know about epigenetics. You know that environmental factors, including food, can alter gene expression. What they are designing goes further, gene therapy through food, hidden in plain sight. They will call it biofortification. They will say it delivers nutrients. But it will deliver something else, something that, over time, changes human biology in ways that make people less resilient, less fertile, less alive. I saw couples struggling to conceive. I saw children born with developmental issues. I saw entire populations becoming weaker, sicker, more dependent on pharmaceuticals to function. The enemy wants to corrupt humanity at the genetic level, Jesus said. He could not do it in the days of Noah before the flood through fallen angels alone, so now he does it through food, through injections, through environmental toxins. He wants to make humanity something other than what I created. What should people do? I asked desperately. Grains are in everything. Tell them to seek out organic, non-GMO grains from trusted sources. Tell them that ancient grains, the kinds I provided for generations, are still available if they look for them. Einkorn wheat, spelt, millet, quinoa that has not been modified. Tell them to grind their own grain if possible. Tell them to bake their own bread with simple ingredients, flour, water, salt, yeast. The way it was done for thousands of years. He looked at me intently. And tell them this, after January 2026, they must be extremely careful about any processed grain products, cereals, crackers, breads, pastas from major manufacturers. Read every label. Research every ingredient. Many companies will be forced to use the new GMO strains due to economic pressure and supply chain manipulation. The old, natural varieties will become more expensive and harder to find, but it is worth the cost and effort. The vision faded, and I was trembling. My entire career had been built on this. And it was killing people. Jesus turned to me again, and the scene shifted to water. Oceans. Rivers. Then to massive warehouses and industrial facilities. The third category is industrially farmed seafood, particularly farm-raised salmon, tilapia, shrimp, and pangasius. Fish raised in concentrated aquaculture operations. I saw the fish farms from above. Massive net pens in the ocean. Tanks on land holding thousands upon thousands of fish in tight quarters. The water was murky, polluted with waste. Look at what they feed them, Jesus instructed. I saw feed pellets being poured into the pens. As Jesus allowed me to see the composition, I recoiled. Ground up fish meal from contaminated sources. GMO corn and soy. Antibiotics. Growth hormones. Color additives to make the flesh look pink like wild salmon, even though these fish would naturally be gray from their unnatural diet. And now, look at this, Jesus said, his voice grim. I saw new additives being mixed into the feed. Chemical compounds I didn't recognize. When I looked closer, I understood their purpose, to increase growth rate even more, to further reduce the time to market, to maximize profit. But I also saw the side effects. These compounds accumulated in the fatty tissue of the fish. They didn't break down. They couldn't be cooked out. And when humans consumed them, they accumulated in human fatty tissue as well, including the brain, which is largely composed of fat. These substances are endocrine disruptors, Jesus explained. They mimic hormones in the human body. They cause confusion in the reproductive system. They contribute to infertility, early puberty in children, hormonal cancers, and gender confusion. I saw young girls developing breasts at 8 years old. I saw young boys with disrupted testosterone production. I saw adults with thyroid disorders, unable to lose weight, chronically fatigued. After January 2026, Jesus continued, new regulations will be relaxed under the guise of food security and sustainability. Fish farms will be permitted to use feed and chemicals that are currently restricted. The contamination will worsen significantly. He showed me farmed shrimp specifically. The conditions were horrific, shrimp packed so tightly they could barely move, living in water contaminated with pesticides, with antibiotics that no longer worked because of resistant bacteria. Many of these operations are in countries with little oversight, Jesus said. The shrimp are treated with chemicals to preserve them for the long journey to your markets. Some of these chemicals are banned in the countries that consume them, but not banned in the countries that produce them. It is a system of death disguised as affordable food. I saw families at dinner tables, eating shrimp, eating salmon, feeding it to their children, having no idea what they were actually consuming. What should they do, Lord? I asked. Fish is supposed to be healthy. Wild-caught fish, he answered, from clean waters, is still good. I created fish as food for humanity. But tell my people to avoid farm-raised fish after January 2026. The risk will be too great. If they cannot afford wild-caught fish, it is better to eat other protein sources, beans, lentils, eggs from pastured chickens, meat from animals raised naturally on small farms where they can verify the conditions. He paused, then added, and tell them to be especially careful with fish labeled product of multiple countries or where the origin is unclear. There is a reason the origin is hidden. The water vision faded, and I felt sick to my soul. The fourth category, Jesus said, and now we were in a different kind of laboratory, a chemical synthesis facility, is artificial sweeteners and synthetic sugar substitutes. Aspartame, sucralose, saccharin, and especially the new generation of synthetic sweeteners being developed. I saw white powder, pink packets, blue packets, yellow packets. Products labeled diet and sugar-free and 0 calorie. They were everywhere, in sodas, in yogurt, in protein bars, in chewing gum, in medications. These substances are not food, Jesus said bluntly. They are chemicals. They were never intended for human consumption in my design. They are foreign to the body, and the body struggles to process them. He showed me what happens when someone consumes aspartame. I watched the molecules break down in the body into formaldehyde, methanol, and phenylalanine. I saw these substances crossing the blood-brain barrier. I saw neurons being damaged. I saw the delicate balance of neurotransmitters being disrupted. Aspartame, Jesus explained, is an excitotoxin. It overstimulates nerve cells to the point of damage and death. It is linked to neurological problems, seizures, headaches, mood disorders, and cognitive decline. Yet it is in thousands of products. Then he showed me the newer sweeteners being developed in secret. Synthetic compounds designed to be thousands of times sweeter than sugar with no calories. After January 2026, Jesus warned, a new class of synthetic sweeteners will be approved in multiple countries. They will market these as natural and derived from plants, but the processing makes them entirely different from the original plant. These new sweeteners will have specific effects on the brain's reward system. They will increase cravings, increase consumption, and create dependency patterns similar to addictive drugs. I saw people unable to stop eating. I saw obesity rates climbing even as people consumed 0-calorie products. I saw metabolic disorders spreading like wildfire, diabetes, insulin resistance, fatty liver disease. How is that possible? I asked. If they have no calories. The body is not a simple calorie counting machine, Jesus interrupted. It is a complex creation designed to respond to real food with intricate hormonal and neurological signals. When you put in fake food, fake sweetness, you confuse these signals. The body prepares for sugar that never comes. Insulin is released. The metabolism is disrupted. Over time, the entire system breaks down. Then he showed me something even more sinister. These new sweeteners will also affect the gut microbiome, the bacteria in the intestines that are crucial for health, immunity, and even mental state. They will kill beneficial bacteria and promote harmful bacteria. This will lead to increased inflammation, increased depression and anxiety, and increased susceptibility to disease. I saw the connection clearly now. The gut-brain axis disrupted. People unable to feel joy, unable to feel God's peace, caught in cycles of depression and anxiety, turning to medications that further complicated the problem. The enemy wants to steal joy, Jesus said softly. One way he does this is by disrupting the very chemistry of happiness in the body. What should people do? I asked. So many people use these to lose weight, to avoid sugar. Tell them the truth, Jesus commanded. These products do not help, they harm. If they need sweetness, use small amounts of natural sweeteners as I provided: raw honey, pure maple syrup, dates, stevia in its natural form, not highly processed stevia extracts. And tell them to retrain their taste buds. Modern food is far too sweet. They have been conditioned to expect extreme sweetness. As they reduce all sweeteners, even natural ones, their taste will change and they will be able to enjoy the natural sweetness of fruits and vegetables. He looked at me seriously. After January 2026, tell them to avoid all artificial sweeteners completely. Read every label. They hide under many names: acesulfame potassium, neotame, advantame, and the new ones coming. If they cannot pronounce it and it claims to be sweet with no calories, do not eat it. The scene shifted again, and we were standing in a massive dairy operation. Thousands of cows confined in concrete warehouses, hooked up to milking machines, never seeing grass or sunlight. The fifth category, Jesus said sadly, is conventional dairy from industrial operations: milk, cheese, yogurt, butter from cows raised in concentrated animal feeding operations, or CAFOs. I saw the cows. Their eyes were dull. They stood in their own waste. They were fed an unnatural diet of GMO corn and soy, with very little or no grass, the food I designed for them. When I created cows, Jesus explained, I designed them to eat grass. Their digestive system is specifically designed to convert grass into nutrition. When you feed them grain, especially genetically modified grain, they become sick. Their stomachs become acidic. They develop infections. And so, I saw injections. Antibiotics. Massive quantities of antibiotics to keep the cows alive in these conditions. I saw growth hormones, RBGH, RBST, injected to force cows to produce more milk than their bodies were designed to produce. The milk from these cows, Jesus continued, is not what I intended. It is inflammatory. It contains residues of antibiotics, hormones, pesticides from the feed, and stress hormones from the cow's miserable conditions. It causes problems in humans: allergies, digestive issues, hormonal imbalances. Then he showed me what was coming. After January 2026, the industry will face pressure from disease outbreaks and supply chain issues. They will increase the use of antibiotics. They will approve new synthetic hormones that are even more potent. And they will begin adding synthetic compounds directly to the milk during processing. I saw processing plants. I saw additives being mixed in, emulsifiers, stabilizers, synthetic vitamins, and other compounds. They will say these additives are for fortification, for texture, for shelf life, Jesus said. But some will have secondary purposes, again, affecting fertility, affecting development in children, affecting the ability to think clearly and spiritually discern. I saw children drinking milk at school. I saw infants receiving formula made from this contaminated dairy. My heart broke. But Lord, I protested, children need calcium, they need nutrition, yes, he agreed. But not this. Tell them, if they consume dairy after January 2026, it must be organic, from pasture-raised cows, from small farms where they can verify the animals are treated well and not given hormones or routine antibiotics. Raw milk from trusted sources is even better, though they must know their farmer. He looked at me intently. And tell them, dairy is not essential. Much of the world does not consume dairy and thrives. There are other sources of calcium: leafy greens, seeds, nuts, bones and bone broth. If dairy causes problems, or if clean dairy is unavailable, they should not feel obligated to consume it. Industry has convinced people they need it, but I designed the human body to obtain nutrition from many sources. I saw clearly now. The industrial food system had taken every one of God's good gifts and corrupted it for profit. One more thing about dairy, Jesus added. Tell them to avoid processed cheese products, especially cheese slices, cheese spreads, cheese sauces. These contain very little real cheese and many chemicals. After January 2026, these will be even more contaminated. The sixth and final category I will show you, Jesus said, and I sensed we were nearing the end of the vision, is packaged and processed foods containing seed oils and trans fats, vegetable oils, canola oil, soybean oil, corn oil, and partially hydrogenated oils. The scene shifted to a grocery store. Aisles and aisles of packaged foods. Cookies, crackers, chips, frozen meals, bread, salad dressings, sauces, margarine. I watched as Jesus made visible the ingredients. Nearly everything contained these oils. These oils, Jesus explained, are a modern invention. For thousands of years, humans used animal fats, olive oil, coconut oil, fats that could be extracted through simple, traditional means. These seed oils require industrial processing, high heat, chemical solvents like hexane, deodorization. The final product is damaged, oxidized, and inflammatory. He showed me what happens in the human body when these oils are consumed. I saw cell membranes, which should be strong and flexible, becoming weak and unstable because they were being built with damaged fats. I saw inflammation spreading throughout the body. I saw cardiovascular disease. I saw metabolic dysfunction. These oils are high in omega-6 fatty acids, Jesus continued. In the right balance with omega-3, this is fine. But in modern diets, the ratio is completely wrong, sometimes 20-1 or 30-1 when it should be close to 1-1 or 2-1. This imbalance drives chronic inflammation, which is at the root of almost every modern disease. Then he showed me what was coming after January 2026. The global supply of traditional, healthier fats will be deliberately restricted. There will be campaigns against butter, against animal fats, against coconut oil, claiming they cause climate problems or health problems. This is deception. At the same time, these seed oils will be pushed even harder as heart-healthy and sustainable. I saw new processing methods being implemented. Oils extracted from genetically modified crops using more intensive chemical processes. I saw additives mixed in to extend shelf life, to improve taste, to create specific textures. After January 2026, Jesus warned, many of these oils will contain additional synthetic compounds, preservatives that accumulate in human tissue, emulsifiers that damage the gut lining, and nanoadditives that can cross the blood-brain barrier. The industry knows these are harmful, but the profit is too great, and the agenda of weakening humanity will proceed. I saw restaurants. Nearly every restaurant cooked with these oils because they were cheap. I saw people eating out, having no idea they were consuming oxidized, toxic fats with every meal. What should they do? I asked, feeling overwhelmed. These oils are in everything. Tell them, Jesus said firmly, to cook at home with traditional fats, butter from grass-fed cows, ghee, tallow, lard from pasture-raised animals, coconut oil, olive oil, real, cold-pressed olive oil, not adulterated. Tell them to avoid seed oils and packaged foods. This means avoiding most processed and packaged foods entirely. He gestured toward the grocery store aisles. After January 2026, tell my people to stay out of the center aisles. Shop the perimeter, fresh vegetables, fresh fruits, fresh meat from trusted sources, eggs, simple dairy if they choose. Buy foods that have one ingredient: an apple is an apple, a potato is a potato, a carrot is a carrot. When they must buy packaged items, they should read every ingredient. If it contains canola oil, soybean oil, corn oil, vegetable oil, or partially hydrogenated anything, do not buy it. But Lord, I said, this is so difficult. This requires time, money, effort. It requires a choice, he interrupted, not unkindly. A choice between convenience and health. A choice between following the world system and trusting my design. I never promised the narrow way would be easy. But it leads to life. He looked at me with such intensity. Margaret, these 6 categories of food, processed meats, GMO grains, farmed seafood, artificial sweeteners, conventional dairy, and seed oils, these are the primary vehicles through which the enemy will poison my people after January 2026. Not all at once. Not dramatically. But slowly. Gradually. Weakening them. Sickening them. Shortening their lives. Clouding their minds. hindering their ability to hear my voice and fulfill their calling. But Lord, I asked, trembling, why January 2026? What is significant about that date? Jesus looked at me with eyes full of sorrow and urgency. January 2026 marks a spiritual turning point. Certain seals are being broken. Certain restraints are being lifted. The enemy will be permitted greater access to the systems of this world. What has been planned in secret will begin to manifest openly, though most will not recognize it. He showed me a calendar. 2025 is a year of warning. A year of grace. A year when my watchmen are sounding the alarm. Some will listen. Many will not. But after January 2026, the acceleration begins. Not just in food, but in many areas: technology, governance, economics, persecution of the faithful. Time is short, he said again. The return of the Son of Man draws near. These are birth pangs. They will increase in frequency and intensity. Then Jesus showed me something else. People. His people. Those who listened to the warning. Those who made different choices. I saw families praying over their food. I saw communities coming together, sharing resources, starting gardens, supporting local farmers. I saw health returning, bodies healing, minds clearing, spirits strengthening. I saw people with energy and clarity to do the work he called them to do. This is not about fear, Jesus said gently. This is about wisdom. This is about stewardship. The body is a temple of the Holy Spirit. When my people treat it as such, when they are intentional about what they put into it, they are better equipped to serve me and resist the enemy's schemes. He turned to me fully. Margaret, you have been forgiven. Your past work in this industry, done in ignorance and deception, it is forgiven. Now you have a new work. You will go back. You will tell them what I have shown you. Not everyone will believe. Some will mock. Some will call you crazy. But some will listen. And those who listen may save their lives and the lives of their families. But Lord, I protested, I'm just one person. How can my warning make a difference? I do not call you to convert the whole world, he replied. I call you to be faithful with what I have given you. Tell the truth. Sound the alarm. Let those with ears to hear, hear. He gripped both my hands now, and his touch sent waves of love and strength through me. Tell them also this: I am still sovereign. I am still in control. These things must happen, but they do not happen outside my knowledge or my purposes. And for those who love me, who trust me, who call on my name, I will provide. I will protect. I will make a way. Even in the darkest times? I whispered. Even in the darkest times, he confirmed. Did I not provide manna in the wilderness? Did I not multiply loaves and fish? Did I not preserve my people in Egypt when the plagues fell? I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. Those who trust in me will not be put to shame. Then his expression became even more serious. But they must choose. They must wake up. They must stop being passive consumers of whatever the world feeds them, whether food, entertainment, information, or doctrine. They must become active, discerning, led by my Spirit. Tell them to pray before every meal, not just a rote blessing, but a real prayer. Lord, cleanse this food. Remove any contamination. Let it nourish and not harm. Protect my body, your temple. I hear these prayers. I honor them. Tell them to fast regularly. Fasting clears the body of toxins and clears the mind for spiritual insight. In the times ahead, a regular practice of fasting will be invaluable. Tell them to grow what they can, even a small garden, herbs in a window, sprouts on a counter. Whatever they can grow themselves, they control. They know exactly what is in it. Tell them to find others of like mind. Community will be essential. They should share resources, share knowledge, support one another. The enemy wants isolation. I call my people to fellowship. Everything he said seared into my consciousness. I knew I would never forget a single word. I looked at Jesus, and even though I knew I had to share this message, every fiber of my being wanted to stay with him. Please, Lord, I begged, tears streaming down my face, or whatever counted as tears in that spiritual state. Please, don't send me back. I want to stay here with you. I want to remain in your presence forever. The earth is so dark, so broken. How can I go back to that after seeing you, after being here? His face was filled with compassion, but also with firm resolve. Margaret, I know your heart. I know the desire to remain here. But your children still need their mother. Your husband needs his wife. And most importantly, the people I am sending you to need the warning you carry. He placed his hand on my shoulder, and I felt the weight of responsibility settle on me, not a crushing weight, but a holy weight. A purpose. Your mission is not complete, he said. You have been given a great gift, you have seen the truth behind the veil. You have been shown what is coming. Now you must go back and be my messenger. You must sound the alarm while there is still time. But who will believe me? I asked desperately. I'm nobody. I'm just a scientist who died and came back. People will say I hallucinated, that it was just brain chemistry, that. Some will say those things, he agreed. But others will know. Others will recognize the ring of truth in your words. The Holy Spirit will bear witness with their spirits. Those are the ones I am sending you to reach. He looked deep into my eyes. Margaret, I am not asking you to have all the answers. I am not asking you to defend yourself against skeptics. I am asking you to be faithful. Faithful to tell what you saw. Faithful to deliver the warning. Faithful to point people not just to healthier food choices, but to me. To repentance. To readiness. This message about food is important, he continued, but it is not the ultimate message. The ultimate message is this: I am coming back soon. Very soon. People must get right with me. They must turn from sin. They must make Jesus Christ the Lord of their lives, not just a name they invoke but the Master they serve. They must be ready. He paused, and I saw the entire scope of human history in his eyes, all the suffering, all the sin, all the rebellion, and also all the redemption, all the love, all the triumph. Tell them the food warning is mercy, he said. I am giving practical instruction to protect their health and clarity so they can focus on what matters most, their relationship with me and their eternal destiny. The enemy wants to keep them sick, distracted, confused, dependent on pharmaceuticals and doctors rather than turning to their Creator. When they take control of what they eat, they take one area back from the enemy's control. They strengthen their position. Time is running out, Margaret, Jesus said, and his voice carried the weight of eternity. The midnight hour approaches. The bridegroom is coming. The wise virgins must have oil in their lamps. Tell them to wake up. Tell them to prepare. Tell them to choose life, choose health, choose wisdom, choose me. Tears were streaming down my face. I don't want to leave you, Lord. I don't want to go back to the pain, to the struggle, to the darkness. You will not be alone, he promised. I will be with you. My spirit will give you strength. My words will not return void. Every time you share this testimony, I will be there. Every person who hears it and makes a change, I will be working in their life. He began to step back, and I felt the pull of my body, my earthly body, so far away, beginning to draw me back. Wait! I cried out. Is there anything else? Anything else I should tell them? Jesus paused. Tell them this: I love them. I love them more than they can possibly comprehend. Everything I allow, everything I warn about, everything I do, it is all from love. I died for them. I rose for them. I am preparing a place for them. And I am coming back for them. They are not forgotten. They are not abandoned. They are mine, and I am watching over them. Even when it seems like evil is winning? I asked. Even then, he confirmed. Evil's victory is temporary and illusory. My victory is eternal and absolute. The cross looked like defeat until the resurrection morning. Trust the process. Trust the plan. Trust me. Now go, he commanded, his voice both gentle and authoritative. Go back, Margaret. Go back and speak. The harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few. I am sending you as a worker into my harvest field. But Lord, I'm afraid, I admitted. Perfect love casts out fear, he reminded me. You have experienced my love. Let it cast out your fear. Be strong and courageous. I have commanded you, I will be with you wherever you go. And with those words, he reached out and touched my forehead. The world exploded in light. The journey back was agonizing. One moment I was standing in the presence of Jesus, surrounded by light and love and peace beyond understanding. The next moment I was being pulled, violently, painfully, back through the tunnel, back through space and time, back toward my body. I wanted to resist. I wanted to turn around and run back to Jesus. But the pull was irresistible. Like gravity. Like a magnetic force I couldn't fight. The light faded. The colors dimmed. The music, that perfect, celestial harmony, disappeared, replaced by harsh, discordant sounds. I heard sirens. I heard voices shouting. I heard the mechanical beep of medical equipment. And then I felt the pain. Oh God, the pain. I slammed back into my body like a truck crashing into a wall. Every nerve ending screamed. My chest was on fire. I couldn't breathe. There was a tube down my throat. Hands were pressing on me. Voices were shouting. We've got a rhythm. We've got a pulse. She's back. She's back. I wanted to speak. I wanted to tell them where I'd been, what I'd seen, what Jesus had told me. But I couldn't. The tube prevented speech. My body wouldn't respond. Everything hurt. I tried to open my eyes. Bright lights, harsh fluorescent lights, nothing like the light I'd just left, blinded me. Figures in blue scrubs hovered over me. Someone was taking my blood pressure. Someone else was adjusting in 4. Margaret, can you hear me? Squeeze my hand if you can hear me. I squeezed. Barely. My hands felt like they weighed 1,000 pounds. She's responsive. Thank God, she's responsive. 17 minutes, someone said. She was down for 17 minutes. I can't believe she's back. 17 minutes. I had been clinically dead for 17 minutes. But in that time, I had experienced what felt like hours, maybe days, in the presence of Jesus. They wheeled me somewhere. I learned later it was the ICU. The tube came out of my throat, and I coughed and gasped, my throat raw and burning. Margaret, you're in the hospital. You had a massive heart attack. You're going to be okay. Just rest. Rest? How could I rest? I had been given the most important message of my life, and I needed to share it. I needed to tell them. I needed to warn everyone. Jesus, I croaked. I saw Jesus. The nurse patted my hand. It's okay, honey. You've been through a trauma. Just rest. You're on a lot of medication right now. But it wasn't the medication. It was real. It was more real than anything I'd ever experienced. Over the next few hours, I drifted in and out of consciousness. Every time I woke, the memory was there, vivid, undimmed. Jesus's face. His words. The warnings about the food. The urgency. Michael came. My husband. His face was pale, his eyes red from crying. Maggie, he whispered, taking my hand. They said you died. They said you were gone. I thought I'd lost you. I did die, I told him, my voice weak but certain. And I met Jesus, Michael. He sent me back. He gave me a message. A warning. Michael looked concerned. He glanced at the nurse, who gave him a sympathetic look, the kind of look you give someone whose loved one is speaking nonsense. But it wasn't nonsense. And over the next days, as my body slowly recovered, as the doctors ran tests and expressed amazement that I had survived with no brain damage after being down for so long, I held on to the message. I held on to every word Jesus had spoken to me. The doctors called it a miracle. "We don't understand it," the cardiologist said. "By all rights, you shouldn't be here, and if you were, you should have significant neurological damage. But you're fine. Your scans are clear." It's unprecedented. I knew why. Jesus wasn't finished with me yet. He had a purpose for me. A mission. And I was different. Forever changed. Food that I used to eat without thinking now made me recoil. I looked at the hospital meals they brought me, processed meats, margarine, foods filled with exactly the kinds of things Jesus had warned about, and I couldn't eat them. I asked Michael to bring me real food from home, simple food. An apple. Some vegetables. Clean water. The nurses thought I was being difficult. But I knew better. I had seen the truth. And I could never unsee it. That's why I'm here today. That's why I'm sharing this with you, right now, through this screen, across time and distance. Jesus didn't send me back for myself. He sent me back for you. You, who are watching this right now. You, whose finger hovered over this video and decided to click. You, who have watched all the way to this point. This message is for you. You need to understand something. We are living in the last days. I'm not being dramatic. I'm not being sensational. I'm telling you what Jesus told me. Time is short. The return of the Lord is imminent. And before he returns, things are going to get harder. Much harder. But he has given us wisdom. He has given us practical instructions to protect ourselves and our families during these times. The warning about food, about these 6 categories to avoid after January 2026, this is not just about physical health. This is about spiritual readiness. When your body is poisoned, when your mind is clouded with toxins and synthetic chemicals, when you're chronically sick and tired and confused, how can you hear the voice of God? How can you discern truth from lies? How can you resist deception? How can you fulfill your calling? The enemy knows this. That's why he's attacking the food supply. That's why he's systematically contaminating the things we eat every single day. He wants to weaken us. He wants to dull our spiritual senses. He wants to make us sick, tired, and distracted so we don't see what's coming. But Jesus, in his mercy, has given us a warning. He's pulled back the curtain and shown us the plan. Now we have a choice. Listen to me carefully. After January 2026, you must be extremely careful about. First, processed meat products. Hot dogs, deli meats, bacon, sausages, all of it. The chemicals, the preservatives, the additives, they will increase dramatically. Avoid them. If you eat meat, eat fresh meat from trusted sources. Prepare it yourself. Second, genetically modified grains and cereals. The new strains coming will be more dangerous than anything before. Seek out organic, non-GMO, ancient grains. Yes, they're more expensive. Yes, they're harder to find. But your health and your family's health are worth it. Bake your own bread when possible. Know what you're putting in your body. Third, industrially farmed seafood. Farm-raised fish are contaminated with antibiotics, hormones, chemicals. After January 2026, this will worsen. Only eat wild-caught fish from clean waters. If you can't afford it or can't find it, eat other protein sources. Fourth, artificial sweeteners. All of them. They're poison. They damage your brain, your gut, your metabolism. Use small amounts of natural sweeteners if you must, but better yet, retrain your taste buds. You don't need the intense sweetness that industry has conditioned you to crave. Fifth, conventional dairy from industrial operations. The cows are sick. the milk is contaminated. If you consume dairy, make sure it's organic, from pasture-raised cows, from small farms you can trust. Or consider whether you need dairy at all. 6th, seed oils and trans fats. Canola oil, soybean oil, corn oil, vegetable oil, margarine, all of it. Cook with butter, ghee, coconut oil, olive oil. Read every label. If a packaged food contains these oils, don't buy it. I know this sounds overwhelming. I know this sounds extreme. I know some of you are thinking, how can I possibly do all this? I don't have the time. I don't have the money. This is too hard. But listen to me, you have to choose. You have to decide what's more important. Is convenience more important than your health? Is saving a few dollars more important than protecting your children? Is following the crowd more important than following God's wisdom? Jesus told me, the narrow way is not easy, but it leads to life. The broad way is easy, but it leads to destruction. After January 2026, those who have ignored these warnings will start to see the consequences. They won't connect it immediately, the decline will be gradual. But over months and years, they'll get sicker, weaker, more confused, more dependent on a medical system that treats symptoms but never addresses root causes. But those who listen, those who make changes now, while there's still time, they will be protected. Not perfectly. We still live in a fallen world. But they will be stronger, clearer, more resistant, better equipped to face what's coming. And what's coming is not just about food. Jesus showed me that the food contamination is part of a larger plan, a plan to control humanity, to weaken resistance, to prepare the world for the final deception. The mark of the beast is coming. The Antichrist system is rising. Persecution is coming for true believers. But those who are strong in body, clear in mind, and rooted in faith will stand. They will resist. They will be lights in the darkness. So I'm begging you, take this seriously. Don't dismiss this as just another conspiracy theory or health fad. This is a warning from heaven. This came from Jesus himself. Start now. Don't wait for January 2026. Start making changes today. Clean out your pantry. Read labels. Research sources. Find local farmers. Learn to cook. Plant a garden. Pray over your food. Fast regularly. Build community with like-minded believers. And most importantly, get right with God. Make sure your relationship with Jesus Christ is solid. Make sure you've truly repented of your sins and made him Lord of your life. Make sure you're filled with the Holy Spirit. Make sure you're reading his word and praying daily. The food warning is important, but it's not the ultimate issue. The ultimate issue is where you will spend eternity. The ultimate issue is whether you're ready for the return of Jesus Christ. I know some of you don't believe me. I know this sounds impossible. I know it sounds crazy. I know some of you are thinking, she had a hallucination. It was just her dying brain creating images. There's no way this actually happened. I understand. I would have thought the same thing before October 14, 2024. I was a scientist. I believed only in what could be measured, tested, proven. I would have laughed at someone telling a story like this. But I'm not laughing now.